since you and I are both authors, you will be familiar with the term inciting incident. For those tuning in, let me explain what it means. Inciting incident is an important event that happens in a story. In the beginning of the story, we meet the main character or the protagonist. They are going about their life without realizing that the universe has a surprise waiting for them round the corner. When that surprise arrives, there is an explosion in the protagonist's life, like a bomb going off or a tsunami hitting land. That is the inciting incident, and because of its disruptive nature, the inciting incident forces the protagonist along a different life path, something they would have never imagined for themselves. This reminds me about a story about Gautam Buddha. Before Buddha became Buddha, his name was Siddharth, and he was the prince of a small kingdom in Nepal. One day, while visiting the capital city, he saw a bald man with thick gray hair on his face. The man's skin was wrinkled and he trembled as he walked by. "What's wrong with him?" Siddharth asked his charioteer. "He is old," came the reply. Siddharth had never heard the word and wondered what old meant. "Will I become old?" "Everyone becomes old, my prince." Even though he was in his late 20s, Siddharth had never seen an old person before. His father, the king, had ensured that he led a sheltered life within the palace, surrounded by young, healthy people at all times. When he returned to that palace that evening, the old man stayed on his mind. A few days later, Siddharth saw another man in the city. This man was breathing hoarsely, his face and body covered with boils. "What is wrong with him?" Siddharth asked. "He is sick. There's nothing we can do. Let's leave him alone, my prince." Sick? Another new word and another discovery for the prince. He realized that a very different world lay just outside the palace walls. So he decided to continue his education in the city. Few days later, Siddharth saw a body burning on a pyre, the air thick with the smell of burning flesh. "He is dead," the charioteer explained. "Dead?" Siddharth had never heard that word either. "Will I be dead one day?" he asked. "Everyone must die, my prince." These discoveries, old age, disease, and death, perplexed Prince Siddharth, and he spent the next few days deep in thought about the human suffering he had seen. But he was still curious to learn more. On the next visit, he saw a man holding a begging bowl in his hand, but this man did not seem to be suffering. "What's wrong with him?" "He is an ascetic, my prince," the charioteer explained. "He has devoted his life to find the answer to human suffering." The look of absolute peace on the ascetic's face could only mean one thing. He knew something that Siddharth did not know. Over the following days, the more he dwelt upon old age, disease, and death, the more despair he felt about the impermanence of life and suffering of mankind. But he also remembered the look of peace and serenity on the ascetic's face. After a period of deliberation, Siddharth reached a decision. He had to give up his life of luxury and excess and lead a simple life like that ascetic. Only then could he find a way to end human suffering. Deep in the night, Prince Siddharth said a silent goodbye to his sleeping family and left the palace to begin his life as an ascetic. Years later, he attained enlightenment and he was called Gautam Buddha. These four encounters, also called the four sights of Buddha, was the inciting event that intruded into Siddharth's life and sparked the desire in him to find a way to end human suffering. And that brings me to my next question, Saroj. What was the inciting incident that intruded into your life and led you along a new path? Will you share that story with everyone who has tuned in?